So I decided to put all of my Blocktales shorts into one compilation video since I was probably very productive this May. Honestly, going back and watching the first one was painful. My first Blocktales short was so clickbaity, I thought it was a good idea at the time, okay? Oh shit. I'm so good at this game. Okay, back to Blocktales. I think I've improved a bit since then though, at least I hope I have. Anyway, enjoy the video.
Blocktales players keep using Ghost Potion for every danger warning. But what if the cheaper looking safe option is actually worse? Ghost Potion saves you once, then gives exhausted right after. Nice. Meanwhile, Shield Sphere can block the next hit with no punish turn after. So when Azuri charges Azure Blast or Mutant loads Rocket, you could use Ghost Potion like everyone else, or use Shield Sphere and keep your turn. Turns out the backup item might be the smarter play. If the game warns you to use Ghost Potion, that's cute, because Shield Sphere can eat the big hit without giving exhausted after. Sometimes the intended strategy isn't the best one. Wind Force costs 3 energy, and somehow still feels like a downgrade. Yeah, Wind Force looks cool, but it costs 3 NRG just to deal 5 damage, slow enemies for 2 turns, and apply defense down. Meanwhile, Venom Shank is doing 2 damage plus Poison Ticks for 1 NRG, and Firebrand hits 5 damage, burn, and attack down for just 2. 3 energy. For this, yeah, it's just expensive. Great for stalling though, especially when the game spawns 2 healers and says, good luck. Yeah, your old Ticks grind, absolutely nerfed into the ground. Now the only real method is stacking investor cards. They give plus 30% more ticks per fight. You can get 3 of them. Beat the secret boss, Supreme Mosquito. Beat the mutant secret boss, and buy one using bucks in Demo 5. Then just grind Pit Floor 41 or 51 with all 3 equipped. And if you're struggling, I recommend using Launcher, because apparently the best strategy is blowing everything up. Okay, I think Slingshot might actually be meta now, not because it's insane damage, but because it's just consistent. Meanwhile, Launcher punishes you for missing once. So yeah, players are switching. They are already building around it. Stuff like Aggressor plus Slinger setups are popping up everywhere, so maybe it's not the strongest, but it's definitely the easiest to make work. Is grilled cheese actually that good? Or are we just hungry? So yeah, grilled cheese heals 21 HP, which is already kind of crazy for a single item. And if you slap on the item plus card, that jumps to like 27 HP. Recipe's easy too. Olive plus olive. Olive oil. Then olive oil plus cheese, cook it at the Kitchen Wizard. But here's the thing. Cure Spam can hit around 25 HP total if you stack it, and that eats a ton of BP, unless you're a support. So grilled cheese is just a really efficient heal you can rely on. R80 might actually be the most balanced item in Blocktales. Yeah, no, it's completely busted. So this thing literally hits everything, including you, for 5 damage. And it pierces defense too. You can craft it with Cherry Bomb plus Flash Bomb, or just go gambling with the Camel if you feel like it. Stuck on floor 59? Just stack R80. But by the way, if you don't have item plus, don't even bother. And stop wasting them on floors 50 to 56, you're not that guy. Anyway, yeah, R80 was made for memes. Turns out the meme is too strong. You probably don't have this item in Blocktales. Bloxiade isn't something you can just buy. It's locked behind camel trading in Chapter 4, so yeah, you're basically gambling for it. And the odds? Low. Like, people say around 2%, which honestly feels accurate. But if you do get it, it restores 50 SP, which is actually huge for support builds in longer fights. SP is the most useless stat in Blocktales. Like, don't get it twisted, SP literally powers your cards. That's the entire combat system. But Demo 5 changed how fights work. It's not about dumping SP every turn anymore, it's about efficiency. Items give multi-turn value, regen, even SP back, so you're not as reliant on raw SP stacking. Plus HP is low-key the real carry stat now. Bosses can literally wipe you if you're not built to survive. So no, SP isn't useless. Depending on your build, it's kinda optional. This is just my take, but Blocktales made Ball feel weirdly unnecessary to me, because Sword still deals high damage. Launcher lowers enemy defense and has splash damage, and Ball is basically just debuffs now. Meanwhile, Hypno Glasses, Dizzy Dial, and Ice Storm, they already apply status effects to every enemy anyway. So compared to Sword and Launcher, I just don't feel reliant on Ball anymore. Demo 5 really introduced Opticus the Magnificent, like he was about to become the coolest character in Blocktales. just for bro to disappear instantly. We're literally his student, and instead of giving us lore about Trinity or Zargus, he just kinda shows up once and dips. Especially in a chapter that's supposed to be super lore-heavy, the community already had better ideas for him. People wanted him popping up through portals helping you traverse the areas, acting like a mentor character. I'm sorry, but the Overseer might actually be entering telefraud territory. This blocktales update basically changed half the builds people were using overnight. Baller finally got attention, line bounce got buffed. Wind force does 6 damage now instead of 5, and slow duration lasts longer. Cassie also got a huge buff. Her fireball and smite do more damage now. Group heal got buffed hard, and group buff now gives both charge and defense up. So she actually feels worth using now instead of just existing on the field. But then they nerfed R80, replaced it in Cherry Bomb and Camel Farm, and made Trinity Council and Toothy Deer immune to damaging items in Pit 59. Yeah, pit runners are not having a good week. Rocketman and Slinger also got nerfed, while Launcher Missing now gives Butterfingers, which somehow makes Missing feel even worse. Calypso's dual flintlocks now pierces defense, removing the damage cap on Power Shot. Feels like the devs are either cooking something insane or about to regret it next patch. Also, the updated apprehension animation honestly looks sick. Personally, I kinda like the harder pit changes. Pit trials were supposed to be a challenge anyway. The other buffs and nerfs, though, honestly, they seem pretty fair so far. Got another delicious suggestion for you. Blueberry Pie. This item is insanely useful in multiplayer. For solo play, though, it's honestly optional. Basically, it heals your whole party for 6 HP and gives +3 attack for 3 turns. Sounds balanced at first. Until your whole team starts hitting like a truck. You can craft it by combining blueberries with pie, or just buy it later if you're rich enough to waste ticks like that. Personally, it shines most in longer fights or support heavy rolls. If you're playing solo, you can comfortably skip it. The cowboy really talked about blueberry pie and just sailed past this beauty like it was spoiled fish. So now I gotta fix his mistake. Cherry pie is actually kinda cracked in multiplayer. It heals the whole party for 8 HP and it gives defense up for 3 turns too. Honestly, if your team keeps getting folded by random enemies in Demo 5, this thing can actually save runs. And unlike blueberry pie going full damage mode, cherry pie's more for surviving long fights. Personally, I think people underrate defense buffs way too much. Also, I've seen people in the blocktales community saying Demo 5 bosses are way more gimmicky and punishing now, so support items like this feel way more useful than before. I like staying alive long enough to spend me loot. The pirate and the cowboy literally stole my pie recipes, so now I'm stealing their pirate juice recipe instead. Apparently this thing gives 8 SP, +2 attack on your next hit, and +2 defense for 3 turns, which is actually kinda decent, not gonna lie. You make it by cooking a slate skin potion with tea. Personally, I don't think I'm ever gonna use this item, but honestly, it's still a pretty funny Easter egg item to flex on your friends with, especially because I'm pretty sure you can't even buy it in shops right now during Demo 5, while the chef, the pirate, and the cowboy are busy arguing over who runs the channel. I'll just take it over myself. Alright, so I was scrolling through the blocktales Reddit, because apparently that's what Demo 5 does to a person now, and I found this animation by a Reddit user named Jinkarl Yosef Reddit. Personally, I kinda like seeing smaller animators make stuff like this. Yeah, there are also more peak blocktales animations out there, but this one's definitely an up-and-coming animation. Also, if you have any cards, items, bosses, or whatever you want me to talk about next, just tell me in the comments. And seriously, go support them. The animation's actually good.
While my husband is busy picking an outfit, I'll do your ideas one by one. So apparently old line bounce was actually broken. Before Demo 3, it used to do full damage every bounce, and players stack baller. Charge, cannonball, basically everything. Just to wipe entire enemy waves instantly. Then Demo 3 came out and line bounce loses damage every bounce. Depends way more on timing, and honestly feels more support-focused instead of straight-up deleting everything. Personally, I think line bounce is balanced now. There are honestly better options where the QTE is way easier to land anyway.
Bok 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 ba wok. So apparently bok 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 kuk kuk bok bok chaw bok. Genuinely, I didn't know they added pink sauce to blocktales. Alright, let's talk about Mayo Chup. This item heals 5 HP and 5 SP. But the important part is the buff. For 3 turns, any direct healing item gives you an extra 5 HP. Apparently, you make it by cooking ketchup and mayonnaise together. Personally, I think there are cheaper or better healing items most of the time. Like if you're just trying to survive normally, mayo chup is kinda whatever. But if you combine this thing with grilled cheese and the item plus card, the healing gets stupid. I tested it myself and healed 32 HP in 1 turn. Alright, the joke is getting old. You have to be kidding. So, let's talk about energy items. A lot of people kinda ignore them because everyone's focused on damage builds right now. But honestly, they're way more useful in Demo 5 than people give them credit for. Kunafa heals 12 HP and gives 0.5 NRG. For solo runs, that's actually pretty solid, especially since you can just buy it from Klumer in the Astral Isles shop. Then there's Matcha Dorayaki. It restores 5 HP and SP to the entire party, while also giving 0.45 NRG, which honestly makes it really good for multiplayer, especially during longer fights. Also, the recipe is literally just 1 green tea. That still feels weirdly cheap for how useful it is. Wafer didn't die in Demo 5. People just forgot what the item is actually good at now. Everyone keeps focusing on the SP nerf, which yeah, is rough. But the HP regen is still level 3. That's still a ton of value over time, especially for tankier builds. I also kinda get why the devs nerfed it. The community literally admitted they were abusing Wafer for bosses because it was cheap and easy to get. If one item becomes mandatory for every hard fight, something's probably wrong. So honestly, I think the real mistake is using Wafer like it's still pre-Demo 5. It's not an SP battery anymore. Treat it like passive HP insurance instead, and suddenly the item makes way more sense. So you're telling me Cruel King can freeze us with the Ice Dagger? But when we use it, we become a glorified support main? Personally, I think the Sfoth swords are way stronger than what we can actually use. Like Captain Trotter casually pulls out 40 damage with the Firebrand. Meanwhile, we're over here farming sword energy just to heal Cassie for the 900th time. And honestly, the game kinda hints at this already. We're literally just a random Robloxian that picked up cool swords. Cassie in Chapter 5 only doing like 6 damage also supports this. She's still learning, so she only unlocks part of what the sword can actually do. Maybe they change depending on the wielder. Skill, training, emotions, sword energy, whatever. Which honestly makes me think Demo 6 is gonna explain sword energy way more. Dr. Sophie feels like the exact type of character to hit us with a 20-minute lore dump. So let's talk about Haunted Cheeseburger. It heals 6 HP, gives invisible for 1 turn, then immediately hits you with exhausted after. You can get it around Scary Town or from enemy drops too. Personally, I wouldn't say this item is amazing though. If you really need invisibility and you're low HP, then sure, it works. But honestly, I'd rather just use Ghost Potion and another healing item separately, especially if you're already decent at guarding or dodging attacks anyway. I think people underrate good vibes way too much. In solo runs, yeah, it's bad. Sleeping for 3 turns when you're the only target is just risky. Duh. But in multiplayer, this card actually makes sense. +2 HP and +2 SP to the entire team. Every turn is really solid when everybody's low at the same time, especially because SP support is still pretty rare outside stuff like mayonnaise or SP wire. Also, the user takes half damage while asleep, so you're not completely throwing the fight by using it. Personally, I think Good Vibes is less of a healer card, and more of a sustain card for long multiplayer fights, especially if your team actually uses SP a lot. Personally though, I'm still picking Cherry Pie if my team needs HP. Alright, someone wanted me to talk about Bubblegum. This item heals 4 HP and you can use it infinitely in battles. You get it from the business zombie at the heights, but honestly, it's probably better to just cook it yourself using Robar from Iron Cafe in the prologue. Personally, I think this is way better than cookie dough. It's basically the same idea, except actually worth using later on. And if you equip item plus card, Bubblegum heals 5 HP instead of 4. It's just weirdly reliable, and I feel like people overlook it because it's literally gum. Blocktales should honestly give us a summon card after getting Darkheart. Not even joking, imagine if the summon was literally Hatred. A server member suggested this, shout out to Roto, and honestly, it fits way too well with Darkheart's whole vibe. The community already connects Darkheart with hatred and corrupted emotions anyway. And for balancing, Hatred wouldn't even be full power anymore, because our soul got purified back in Chapter 3 after beating him. Personally, I think the summon shouldn't cost SP at all. It should cost HP. Like you're literally tearing pieces of your own soul out just to manifest hatred. That sounds way more fitting for hatred than just using SP. I had never heard of Gulab Kulfi before. Now I kinda want one in real life. So this item only heals 1 HP, which sounds terrible. But every turn that passes in battle adds +1 more healing, up to 15 HP. You get Gulab Jamun from Chapter 3 enemy drops or from the Tea Time shop in Turatopolis, then you cook it into Gulab Kulfi. Personally, I think this item is kinda underrated for multiplayer fights. If your team actually survives long enough, the healing gets pretty decent over time. Honestly, I'd probably use this over Ice Dagger if I wanted to save sword energy. Combo Meal is kinda overrated. I keep seeing you guys recommend it because it used to heal 30 HP and SP before the nerf. Now it heals 15 HP and 15 SP. There's only one copy of it in the entire game now, since you can't farm it anymore. Apparently, the Mimic had a 0.2% chance to drop it before the item drop got removed. Now you find it by going left outside the ancient tomb. Personally, I'd rather just use Clownfish Fillet on solo runs. It heals 8 HP and 8 SP, and you can actually make more of them. Or in multiplayer, Shark Fin Soup honestly feels more useful anyway since it heals the whole party for 12 HP and 6 SP. Combo Meal feels more like a collector's item now than an actual item you should use. Can we talk about how Dr. Sophie is either going to be the sweetest character in Demo 6, or the reason everything goes horribly wrong? The concept art already gives off huge awkward scientist energy. People on the blocktales Reddit keep comparing her to Alphys from Undertale, especially because of the nervous dialogue style and those Fawful-inspired glasses. And honestly, I kinda see it. Rico also mentioned her old coat had a swap potion label, but it got removed because it didn't really matter to her character. Which actually makes me think the devs want her personality to stand out more than just a mad scientist girl. Personally, I think Sophie's gonna be one of those characters who genuinely wants to help people, but already caused something terrible by accident. Especially with all the mutant theories and Darkheart stuff people keep talking about.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's it. Well, thanks for watching. You might as well subscribe to the channel.